Then we'll get going. All right, guys, welcome to the team call tonight. It's May 4th. Just wanted to go over a couple of the challenge packs that are on sale this month. Remember, Insanity Max 30 is on sale for $180. The Insanity Max 30 Kickstart, which comes with the 3-day refresh, is $245. Body Beast. Oh no, Insanity Max 30 Kickstart is normally $245. It's $220. Body Beast Challenge Pack is $140. So is Pio, and the Pio Kickstart is $180 pack, and the Ultimate Reset is also extended too for $275. So lots and lots of programs, challenge packs to promote your business. Also, at the end of the month, we wanted to give a little shout out to our coaches who had Success Club points last month. Let's see. Robert had 4 points, and Misty had 4, and Bridget had 8, and Julie had 4. And Matt had 4, and Trisha had 4. And so far this month, Megan has 4 already for this month. I know. Super awesome. What?
I had 6.
You had 6?
Aww.
Oh, somebody got left out.
Yeah, we got a couple of Shalene bobbleheads coming.
Nice.
And these showed up.
Oh, cool.
So we have one for us, and we also have an extra one.
Nice.
That we might have to do some kind of a challenge to give away to one of you guys or something fun.
Cool.
So, unless we think we're going to play it so much that we're going to wear it.
Wear it out. Bring out the backup.
I'm going to be, we decided I'm going to be the star, and Scott's going to be the dumbbell, and Audie's going to be the shaker cup.
Oh, cute.
Who's going to be, I can't remember what else is on there. An apple, a money sign, or a gym shoe.
Nice. Aw, that sounds cute.
Yeah, it's really super cute. And the jail is the couch. It's really funny. You want a private workout with a celebrity trainer, collect $50 from each player. You completed Coach Basics training, advance to start, and collect $200. So that'll be fun. We haven't played it yet, but it'll be fun. Anyhow, that's all the stuff I have for you guys tonight. And we've got Joldy. He's going to be our guest speaker for tonight. And, go ahead. Take it away.
Okay. So last week they had a discussion, and I got nominated for the first week to talk about personal development. And as usual, it came at a time when I probably needed it more than anybody else. It's been a rough couple of weeks. Baseball didn't end how I would have liked it. I'm super busy, and I find lots of excuses to not do the things I know I should do. So this obviously will help me probably more than any of you, but I think during this whole process and my journey, it seems like when I need something the most, it pops up in a form of either this or getting to speak in front of other people or something. Like I said, it's always worked out that way. So personal development for me obviously has been huge. I'm a coach by nature as a baseball guy, so it'll be very coach driven. That's what I know. That's what I'm good at. So we'll start with that. The one thing that I'm learning during personal development, as I tell anybody that is into it, I think you can do anything, you can't do everything. I think sometimes we read all this personal development, we're going crazy, and it's like drinking out of a fire hose. How much knowledge do I want to take? So I think it's good, obviously, to take notes. So The first part I will just go over, the things, benefits of personal development, and some things that I've learned through my personal development, and some tips. So personal development, benefits of it. First thing is it becomes very self-aware. You get a chance to look yourself in the mirror and really know your faults, your weaknesses, and your strengths. That's probably the toughest thing to do, is look yourself in the mirror. For me, at least, it is to see who you really are and what you want to. What do you want each individual, and everybody's unique, and everybody's journey is unique during this whole process. The one thing I'm learning is I need to stop chasing other people's dreams. I think, some people that are very successful, you're like, oh, I want to be exactly like them. And the reality is you don't want to be exactly like them. Maybe you want to take something from them and something from somebody else and something from somebody else. And that's how you form your journey or what you want to be as you move forward with this. If you want that rewarding, for me, if I wanted that rewarding happiness, I have to design a game plan based on who I am. My game plan may not work for you guys. I think certain things work for individuals, but the game plan that I want and the success that I want in life, in this business, whatever it is going to be different than each individual. So I think personal development allows you to define each path. I think personal development gives you that roadmap. I think all of us are on a journey. There's a roadmap that takes us to the best version of ourselves. I think at the end of the day, that's what we're all after, is being the best version of us. What you do and where you want to go, make sure we enjoy the journey. I think a lot of us get destination disease, seeing it as a past. If I get a new job, everything will be great. If I make more money, everything will be better. If I'm a diamond, everything's magically going to be better. I just don't think that's how it works. I think it's got to enjoy the journey. I think we get destination disease and understanding that the destination is the disease, the journey is obviously the reward for us. So, I mean, the one thing I encourage a lot of my baseball guys, and then obviously anybody that, and the one thing that I tell them is, don't count the days, make the days count. A lot of times we count down to, I'm in this many days I'm going to do this, in this many days I have that, and pretty soon we forget about those moments. So, one thing don't count the days, make the days count. I think is important for all of us. On this roadmap, things that once made the list of tasks that we wasted our time with or consumed a lot of our energy, pretty soon are no longer find themselves on our list of things to do. They don't matter as much. We don't move. They do not move you towards your goals and are no longer worth valuable time. I think as you start going through personal development, your goals and the things that you want in life change. The things that that you felt were meaningful before, pretty soon have you don't do them as much, and you obviously make yourself a better person. I think the other thing with personal development is it leads to clarity. The tasks that were things we thought were important don't necessarily go away, but you learn to prioritize your life. I think you know what you want. You prioritize your life, and I think you become a little bit more organized. Also, I think you have to. I think you organize your hours in the day more so for the things that you want, and I think it also makes you a little bit more motivated. You see all these, you read these great personal development books, you hear these great speakers, and you, to be honest with you, I think the one thing I take of it is most of these people are very normal people who lived about the same life as a lot of us, and I really do think if they can do it, then we can do this thing. I think you become more motivated. You know what you want to achieve, and it's easier to take action in those moments. I think the other thing is I think personal development makes us more resilient. Bad times are going to happen. I talk all the time about being on a roadmap, flat tires, we get pulled over, whatever it is. I mean, you think of all those moments in your life where, hey, I have a setback. I go for a little bit of a funk. I have a busy schedule this week. I think there's going to be setbacks. There's going to be tough times in your life. I think that personal development helps you with skills and puts a plan in place for you to deal with those situations. So you're better apt to deal with those things. Like I said, the personal development doesn't prevent bad things from happening. Like it will just, but it can help us deal with it and overcome those, those bad times in our life. I think that gives us a roadmap of what we need to do. I think the other thing personal development helped me the most with is my relationships. I think all relationships are like, we'd use a double-edged sword. The ones that are good for you and the ones that obviously bring you down. I think personal development gives you the roadmap that wants you to go in the direction where, hey, I want to have these relationships that build me up, and opposed to the ones that tear me down. I think it makes you a better person. The personal development in your relationships makes you a better person and allows you to be, to identify those relationships and be the best, person you can be. So the relationship is obviously, you're adding the positive to that. I think the other thing is it's helped me setting goals and to inspire and motivate me on my roadmap to success. Some of the things that I have learned during this is I want to invest in the greatest resource, and that's myself. I think a lot of times when you start out, maybe you have the reasons, oh, I'm going to do this because she said so. I'm going to do this because my spouse is doing it. But I think at the end of the day, you're investing in your greatest resource, and that's yourself. And if we can do those things, obviously we're going to be in a good situation. The other thing is we need to learn to control what we can control. A lot of our days are, we get, overwhelmed at times with things that we can't control. Our thoughts and our actions kind of gravitate to the things that we can't control. And then the things that we can't control, we kind of neglect. I think it's important for us to control the things we can control, whether that's my attitude, my effort, my energy, all those things that I can control. I mean, you can't really control anybody else's actions, energy, all those things, but I can control how I react to situations. I just think it's important for us to, control what we can control, and then I think things become a little bit more clear. The other thing, don't beat yourself up. I find a lot of times, early when, you miss a workout or you have an excuse, or maybe you don't eat something very good, or you miss your personal development. It's really easy to beat yourself up. I mean, you're human. So forgive yourself, get back on, once you have that little flat tire, or, you get pulled over, get back on the highway and continue your journey. I think will help all of us. Share. I think it's important to share with others. I think you never know who you can inspire. I think for me, it's amazing. I will listen to some of you speak. I've heard some of your stories, obviously. Just something you would say. I see a post or whatever. I think everybody's inspiring. You just never know who you're going to inspire. I think that's a good situation. You're very contagious. I mean, especially if you're a high energy person, there's a few of you on here that are super high energy people. I think that's super contagious. I think people live, they, feed off of those things. I think that's a good thing. Energy is super contagious, whether that's negative energy or positive energy. I think it's a good situation. So, I think the one thing is I don't think it necessarily has to be in a book or something you read. I think anything that makes you the best version of you is personal development. That's my opinion. I think we're going to prioritize like, oh, you got to read this book. Oh, you got to do this. I think there's all sorts of things that are personal development that help you become a better person, and all those things work. And like I said, how we get those things, everybody's going to be different. Some people can sit down and read a book. Other people need to hear it. Other people need to watch somebody in action. I think it works out good that way. So. The one thing that I've tried to do in the last 6 months is I'm a big sports guy, so I try to dominate the day. I want both of my feet to hit the ground every morning and attack the day and be the very best version of myself, and try as hard as I can not to have bad days in certain situations. I want to bring it every day. I want to be full of energy. I want to be just rubbing off on people that are around me. And sometimes it's tough. Like I said, there's always going to be those moments where you just don't feel good or in those situations. But the most successful people in any arena are the most consistent performers. So those are the people that get up early. Those are the ones that are obviously consistent day in and day out. And I think they give themselves the best chance to be successful. Which kind of leads, I talked about a little bit with, not feeling good. I think there's a lot of days where we wake up and it's like, oh, I'm tired. I mean, we talked with Marcy, and she gets up early, a lot of times it's early. Some days she probably doesn't feel very good, or, those that have kids, everybody has kids. It's one of those things like, oh man, it's early. I was up late. Sometimes we have to act differently than how we feel. If we wake up and we don't feel very good, the reality is at the end of the day, if we only dominate the day or get after on the days that we feel good, we're not going to be consistent. We're not going to be very good. So sometimes you have to fake it till you make it, in certain situations, but understanding you're very contagious, like I said, with your energy level. So like I said, it's one of those things that I have to struggle with sometimes, because there's certain days that I just don't feel like doing a lot of things, and I have to, act differently than how I feel and make sure I show up and be the best version that I can of myself. I think the one thing is being life learners. I'm learning this more and more. I think as soon as you think you have something figured out, something jumps up and bites you in the butt, and you don't have it figured out. That's just the reality of it. So I think constantly learning, constantly becoming a better version of yourself, taking as much knowledge as you can, whether that's about Beachbody, whether that's about being the best dad or the best mom or whatever it is. I think any information you can get to become a better person, obviously, that's a good situation. I know some of you read The Compound Effect, the 1%, becoming 1% better in all aspects of your life. That doesn't sound like very much, but obviously 1% can add up in a hurry. It's obviously a gradual climb, and I think it's a good book. And obviously in those situations, if we can become 1% better, we're going to obviously make our lives better, but everybody else around us will be better also. The other thing I talk to our guys a lot of times, I'm learning to change my have tos into want tos and get tos. I have to work out to I want to work out, or I get to work out. The Shakeology, the inviting. I mean, if I have to do it, have to means pressure. Put a lot of pressure on myself. But want to and get to is clearly is a pleasure situation where if I want to work out, I'm going to be more. It's just going to be a better workout. If I want to drink my Shakeology, it's going to be more beneficial for my health. If I want to read personal development, it's the same thing. If I have to do these things, that just means pressure. Pressure doesn't lead to us obviously performing or being at our best. So I try to change my have tos into want tos and get tos in all aspects of my life. Like for me, it was like, oh, I have to write schedules. Well, I talked to my wife, obviously, who, helps me through every process. And it's like, you know what? I get to write schedules. I get to provide for my family. I have a job. That's a good situation. Sometimes I think it's very easy to forget about certain situations. So I'm really trying to change my have tos into get tos. The other thing is, as we go forward, it's really easy to make excuses. You can either make excuses or you can make it happen. You can't do both. You just can't. And there's all sorts of, I have every excuse in the book. I've used them my whole life. Oh, I'm tired. My schedule's too busy. I don't feel good. And I get it. We're all very busy adults through this whole process. I understand this stuff, but you can either make excuses or you can make it happen. I've chosen to make it happen, and I know a lot of you have too. And I think it just leads us to that path of being accountable. I think is the biggest thing, is being accountable. Being accountable for our actions, being accountable for getting my workouts in, inviting people, obviously being the program. I think people, that's the biggest thing, is there's so much personal stuff. Everybody sees you. A lot of you are very motivating, obviously, for me and my wife as we move forward. Your friendship has been amazing, and as we move forward with that stuff. The other thing is, you're going to have bad days. That's the one thing that's been so hard for me in this process is, I think, when everything's going good and all of a sudden you kind of get like a sucker punch and you're like, oh, are you kidding me? So the one thing I'm learning is I can either get bitter or I can get better. I think a lot of times early before, it was really easy to just get bitter and be like, oh, I'm done with this. Instead, I go back to my personal development, whether that's reading, whether that's listening to something as I write my schedules or as I'm traveling to go do something that I don't necessarily want to do. All of a sudden my mindset changes to, hey, you know what? I can get better. I don't have to get bitter. I'm not upset. And I choose to get better. Star has choose to get better, not bitter. And I encourage you all to do the same thing. The other thing is, that I'm big with is be present, live in the present, be where your feet are. I think a lot of times we worry about, oh, I didn't get this done yesterday, or oh, I have all these things to do in the future. Like I said, today is obviously the most important day. So just invest in yourself, be where your feet are, invest your time, not spend your time. I think a lot of times people are like, oh, I got to go spend my time working out. No, you're investing your time in yourself. Oh, I got to go help my child with homework. No, you're investing in your child's education, which obviously makes her a contributing member of society, which is, part of your job as a parent. I think a lot of times we feel like we have to spend time. I think it's investing. I think if we view it as investing, I think it means more. It's like investing in, your stocks or bonds or whatever. Obviously, I'm putting money into that. I'm putting time into it, hoping to see a reward or helping to see a reward in that child. I think investing in our time and investing in everything is enormous for all of us. So I think this is, and also it gives us a weekly mission and a plan to take us from where we are to where we want to be. I think that 1%. So if I see myself today, I have goals, short-term goals, where I want to be tomorrow, where I want to be in a week, where I want to be in a month, where I want to be in a year. I think those are all good things, but enjoying the journey along the way also. I have so much stuff written down. The last little bit that I have is success leaves clues. The one thing that I've learned during this is there's a lot of very, very successful people, whether that's in Beachbody, which there's tons of them. Obviously, you got a chance tonight. Obviously, Carl spoke, and there was some really, really good stuff that he had said, and a lot of things. He talked about the compound effect, the 1%. Success leaves clues, guys. I'm convinced of that. The people that are successful are the most willing people to share the things that work for them. Now, everything that they do doesn't work for them. And I think it's just like coaching for me where, I go to all these coaches' clinics and I have conversation with coaches. I'm not going to just grab the entire playbook from one coach. I'm going to grab something, maybe it's from Matt that works for me, and maybe something from Megan or Scott that works for me, and I'm going to adapt it into my plan. But like you said, those people are successful for a reason, and they obviously are going to leave clues that can help you through that purpose. And for me, if you want more, you have to do more. Just saying it, like I said, with the personal development, oh, I read this book, all of a sudden I'm going to be rich, or I just read this book and now I'm going to be amazing. You have to put it into action. And I think that's the one thing that I think some people lose track of sometimes is, well, I read my personal development, but I'm just not seeing any success. You still have to have an action. You have to put a plan in place. I have to have something that I know exactly what I'm going to do. And I think the personal development gives you those goals, that plan, but then it's up to you to put it into place. You just have to be open-minded and prepared in these situations. And I think the personal development will do these things. Obviously, then it's our job to get after it and make sure that we're being the best version that we can be of ourselves. The last thing before I get into a few of my favorite personal development stuff, and I think this applies to everything. A lot of the personal development, when you have people that are having a hard time getting into personal development, or you have a hard time with people getting into Beachbody, I think there's 4 levels of acceptance that work in almost everything in life. The first level, which I think we all were there at one point, is this is not for me. I'm not doing at-home workouts. I saw that Richard Simmons guy in the 80s. I'm not doing that crap. This isn't for me. I see these other people. This is not for me. And I think that's the first level is acceptance. I think some people are just like, hey, this Beachbody thing's not for me. This drinking this Shakeology is not for me. The second level of acceptance is, oh, that's great for them. That won't work for me. I think a lot of people will see it as like, oh, well, that's really neat that person's had success, but that's not mine. It's not that's not necessarily for me. Step 3 is I'll give it a try. Hopefully all of us get a chance to have our people that we're trying to have sign up, and the people that are, hey, we're trying to encourage to read the personal development to work out. If we can get them to step 3, I think with the products and obviously the support of this program and obviously of our team, we'll get them to step 4, which is I can't believe I did it any other way. And that's step 4. Obviously in the being, of the acceptance part. And hopefully we get everybody to step 4, and hopefully everybody can be in step 4. Real quick, I know there's about out of time, and I've talked forever. I apologize. Some of my favorite stuff, John Gordon is fantastic. He's wrote about 8 books. He's a little tough to find. My favorite one, and Megan and I wrote it, was The Energy Bus. Fantastic. I have it if anybody ever wants to read it. It's very good. You're a Badass. I know a lot of you guys have read that. Megan and I are reading it right now. I think very different. You have the energy bus, a little bit different than you have the I'm a Badass. She's a little bit more blunt, which right up the wife's alley. And so it works for us in that sense. And then the compound effect we talked about. I love the compound effect. Anything I can get my hands on. Brian Kane is fantastic. He's more of a baseball guy, but I think there's a lot of life lessons in sports. So hopefully I didn't bore anybody to death, but it's been huge for me, the personal development, because like I said, whenever I seem to need it the most, something like this will pop up. And, like I said, I appreciate you guys listening, but no matter what, this is probably more beneficial for me because I needed this to get me through, obviously, the week and moving on to, I have bigger and better things to do and dreams and stuff that I need to get to. And my little pity parties don't, they don't last very long anymore. Thank goodness to, the wifey and my personal development and all of you. So thank you guys.
Thank you, baby.
Awesome.
Holy crap, dude.
Awesome.
I could put this on a CD and listen to this.
Oh boy. No, there's a lot of ums. I was a little nervous. You guys make me nervous. I was thinking out of all of you. It's like, why am I doing this? These guys are amazing.
I don't know why you're a baseball coach. You just need to be a keynote speaker, like all the personal development guys. Holy.
Yeah, see, I was going to start out with what I usually do with the guys, but I don't think you guys would have found it funny. I was going to ask, I said, has anybody ever heard me speak, or is this your first time speaking? Please raise your hand. And literally nobody raised their hand, so it's like, oh, great, good audience. But see, you guys would have been like, what the hell?
Just like at the cabin, just like a Super Saturday. I mean, I could take and listen to you talk.
Yeah, but I appreciate that. That's because you're nice.
You did good though. Seriously, you said a lot of things that even I needed to hear. So thank you. That was awesome.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yep, that was great. If he wants to talk.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was awesome. I really loved the get to and want to rather than have to.
Yes.
Because if I implement that into my life, that could change huge. Because I have to go do this. I have to go do that. And you're right. If I take my mindset and go with I get to or I want to, then that's definitely going to make, even if it's something that I feel like, oh, I have to go to this, but I still like it, I think it'll still help make it even more enjoyable. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why I've got an echo. But anyhow, does anybody have any other comments that they want to add?
I love just how you were talking about investing in yourself or investing in your children, It's your time, use it wisely.
Yeah, I agree. Exactly. All right. Well, who did we have for next week? Do you remember? I have it written down.
I'm 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. How far?
Yeah, Marcy's on the 25th. Matt, I think, was it Matt or Megan? I think it was Matt, and then Megan, and then Marcy. And then if Trisha wants to, you'll be the week after.
Well, Matt.
Can I switch with somebody? I've got 4-H next Monday, just in case I don't make it back on time.
Okay.
For next Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have one meeting a month on a Monday, and it's next Monday. If I should be on the call, but I'm just
not sure if you want to speak on it.
I don't want to mess the whole call over because I'm not there.
Megan or Marcy, would you guys one of you want to do next week and swap your week for? Sure. Okay. So Megan next week, then Matt, then Marcy. Okay. All right. And honestly, with these calls, if there's anything that I really want a specific topic on, I'll let you know. Otherwise, I really just want to hear what you guys have to say.
Mhm.
So whatever you feel you want to talk about, let's talk about it. Yeah. So-
Sweet.
There's so many things we needed to hear. Like what you said, I was just like, did awesome.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I think one day you're gonna have like stadium filled. You're gonna be the keynote speaker. I can see it now.
We need to get him doing YouTube videos.
This one's going.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, thanks again, Joldy. That was awesome. And
Yes,
thank you guys for all being on. And Fit Club tomorrow. Who's all going to be there?
Woo-woo!
I heard Combat was a suggestion, and I also heard Insanity, but we did Insanity Max 30 last week. So does anybody have any suggestions that they want to do, or do you want me to just pick one?
I'm good with that, or a 21-day fix, or
Yeah, I'm game for whatever.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done. Actually, we were gonna do size, I think.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say, I thought we mentioned something.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, we'll see if we can get Scotty's disc, or if Scotty
Oh
he's
yeah,
up at the
look
cabin.
Joldy. He's excited.
And if not, then
That's excitement. We have issues. That's terrifying.
All right, guys, we are out of time, so I will see most of you tomorrow. And have a great week, and we'll see you again next Monday.
Bye, guys.
All right, see ya.